Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another Industria development stream. Hello Forox I, welcome to the stream. Hello 7410, welcome to the stream. So yeah, we're going to be doing the shaking table again today. We're going to hopefully finish it off. There isn't much to do other than rendering, so that shouldn't take long. Hopefully, that's the theory anyways, but we'll see in a second. And then we're going to be moving on to the next machine, of which I am slightly unsure of whether I want to add the next machine or whether we'll skip that one and do the one after. But I will possibly poll that to you guys or something, so we can worry about that a little bit later down the line. So yeah, let's basically go ahead and get into it. At some point during the stream, I also want to fix the world saving, because the worlds don't save and we need to figure out why, since that's kind of important. So at some point we'll have to figure that out as well. I don't even know how we're going to start debugging that, but we'll have to look into it, and I'm sure we'll try and figure something out. So let's go ahead and switch views. And there we go. Okay. And of course Minecraft is on my screen. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. There we go. Hello, Shiro Jr. Welcome to the stream. I assume your JR doesn't stand for Junior, but I'm just gonna say it's Junior. Hello Kolbenek, welcome to the stream. Okay, so yes, last time we added the shaking table, as you can see right here. And since then I've also done a little bit of rendering, and that's just to put the water in the I don't know what these are called. I'm going to call them a gutter. I'm not sure if they're called gutters, but it's completely irrelevant really. And I also started adding an animation. Now I may have to enable that in the renderer. I might have disabled it. Let's see. Looks like it is actually enabled. So the animation is very temporary, by the way, just so everyone is completely clear. I'm probably going to be waiting for good old Basti to come help me with that. So what even goes into it, I've completely forgotten. It is, I think, crushed cassiterite. I still don't know how you say that. And you see it kind of does a little bit of a shaky. It's too fast. I know that for a fact, and it's also quite jittery. So we'll have to come back and fix that at a later date. But that's kind of a little bit mathy, so we're not going to be doing that today. Instead, I want to have some kind of animation for the water, but I'm not sure what to do. So we're going to have to figure something out with that, because obviously the water is going to come from here, and in theory it flows like this way, but I'm not sure how I can show that. So that's something we're going to have to figure out today as well. But I'm hoping that'll be simple. That's my hope. But we will just have like a line of water that translates in this direction. That's the theory. But we will see. So I think we're going to do that first of all, and then we'll figure out the world saving afterwards. So I'm actually going to restart the game in debug mode, because I forgot to do that, as I usually do happen to do. And yeah, then we can go ahead. I will enable back the window capture so that you can see Minecraft in the top left, and that means I don't have to have it on my main monitor, which is great. I also need to bring up the live stream, which I have somehow completely forgotten to do. There we go. Okay, let's move that over here, so now you guys can just see that in the top left. If it's too small, by the way guys, let me know. I can make it bigger, but obviously if it's bigger, that means you won't be able to see as much of the code. So it's we just got to balance that. Okay, so what are we doing? We're going into the game. Yes, of course. Okay. So my plan was pretty simple. What I was gonna do, so this is what renders the two gutters, or the water in the two gutters. So it's just these two blocks here. I did want to move these out into a method actually, so I might do that before we move forward, because otherwise this is going to be really hard to see what's happening. So I think we'll do that actually. So let's have a private static void render gutter fluids, and that can't be static actually because that needs this fluid renderer. Is the shaker one big block, or do you assemble it with more? No, it is just a single block. That is all it is. Is that everything we need? Is Copilot correct? Not quite, because we also need the shake offset. So we'll add a float shake offset. And then all I have to do is render gutter fluids. Nice. And ideally we do that conditionally, but it's fine for now. And then what I also want is one to render the, I'm just going to call it like surface. Oops. Oh my god. Surface fluid. And that will take in all of those. This also needs the shake offsets. Like that. And Copilot's not going to know what to do here, but it will at least be able to do this for me, which is what I wanted. These need to be in blocks like this because they have the same notifications about my driving test. But okay. So let's move on to this. Yes, this. So how do you make it so big and the hitbox? Basically, it's just multiple blocks and they're put together, and then you know the hitbox is just determined from whichever block I'm looking at, and it offsets that to like the middle position, which is I think this block here somewhere. That's basically how it works. So it's just multiple blocks that work together, like a double chest or a door. Well, I guess not like a double chest because that's different, but like a door or like tall grass, you know, that kind of thing. That's basically how it works anyways. Yes, it is multiple blocks. Like if I go F3 and I look at this block, you'll see that it says that this is a multi-block IO actually, because that's an IO port. But if I go, okay, they're probably all IO ports to be honest, actually, because it's only 2 blocks high and there's ports on the bottom and ports on the top, so they're all actually just IO ports. But the center block in here, which I'm not going to be able to look at probably. Either way, the center block in here is the controller block. So yeah, I am going to refine this hitbox at some point because it's a little bit unnecessarily big, and I think I can probably make it a little bit better than this. But that's something for a later date. That's not too important. Okay, so regardless, let's go ahead and render the surface fluid. So render surface fluid, and then like that. What did this use the tick delta for? I'm curious. It doesn't. Well, let's not have that then. Save delete. Does it use everything else? Yes, it does. So this will also probably not need the tick delta. Do you render it by defining an origin block entity and letting that render the whole thing, or do you make a blur for all the blocks in the structure? No, so it's all just rendered by this single block entity renderer. That's how it works. All the rest, they have an invisible model, so they don't render anything. But this just renders the entire model. You can see it just renders the model. Yeah, having each one render itself would be... I mean, I don't see any reason why you would ever do that, to be honest, because there's no benefit to that. It's just going to cause issues, and that's it. So, hello Ilya, welcome to the stream. Okay, so we have the input fluid tank. Here we go. Now what we need is the progress. So let's go float progress is equal, we can do progress. I want the progress, but I want like a progress as a 0 to 1 value. So we can do entity dot get progress over the max progress. Like that, which will get us the progress. And the reason we need the progress is because if we want to draw it like as a line going along here as it progresses, then we're going to need the progress to do that. So I can't hot swap this, can I? I need to restart the game, I think. Yes, so let's restart the game again. I am doing pretty good, Ilya. It is, well, I haven't really done anything today, as usual, to be honest, so I guess I'm doing fine. You started your internship yesterday. Oh, that is very interesting. Where... Oh, I'm not going to ask you where, because that will probably dox you. What kind of company have you started your internship at? I assume it's something to do with chemistry, since you did chemistry. So that would be my assumption. Yeah, chemical engineering. That sounds very fun. Part of me wishes I did like something like that, chemical engineering, or just something chemistry related, but I didn't, and I can't really be bothered to go back to university to do it, so it is what it is. We make do. Why is this not rendering anything? Is it rendering anything? I don't think it is it? No. It is very much not rendering anything. I basically have to make a simulation or digital twin of a little chemical process plant. Oh, damn. That sounds very complex, to be honest. But I'm sure it's very fun. Why isn't this rendering anything? Is it because of these positions? It probably is, isn't it? Let's let Copilot give us some better positions so we can see something. There we go. That's what I wanted. So if we set the X, are we doing the X? Yes, I think the X. So we want it to start like here, right? So I think that means it needs to be minus 1/16. I think. No, so that's actually the other way round. Somehow. I'm not sure how that's happened, but okay. Why is it doing that? Oh, that must be inside out. Okay, it does need to be that way around then. Sure. So that's 0, that's 1. So then this needs to be 1 plus 1 over 16. Which will put it there. And then... how are you having how is your week? I am pretty good, Wide. Thank you for asking. My week has been well, it's Monday, so just today, basically. But it has been fine, I guess. Have I done anything today? I don't even know. To be honest, I think I've done stuff today, but I don't remember what I've done. I have an hour and 42 of Whacker time, so I've obviously done something, but I couldn't tell you what I've done. So that tells you how it's Tuesday? Wait, it's Tuesday? Oh my god. I'm seriously about to Google what day is it today. It's Tuesday. Oh my god. Okay. Right. It's Tuesday? What did I do yesterday then? I don't even know. Oh my god. I thought it was Monday because I wanted to stream on Monday. Okay. This doesn't really matter. It is what it is. You can tell how organized I am in terms of my days of the week. Okay, so what has happened here? So this is fine. We need to set the width. So we'll just say like I don't know. 0.5 or something. Yeah, that's not really gonna work. We'll say we really just want it to be like basically the width of this, or maybe just 2 actually. 2/16. Oh, right. It needs to be. It needs to be 1 negative 2/16. Which would be to there, but then it actually needs to be 1 negative 3/16 because it's 1 plus 1/16, so it's 1 plus 1/16 negative 3/16, something like that. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. Never mind, that's completely incorrect apparently. Oh yes, of course, because it's this negative 2/16, so that means it's this negative 1/16. Okay, math moment. I got it. Nice, that's all we needed. So y0 is currently set to 0 somehow. Not sure how that's happened, but we can do negative 2/16 and just see where that puts it. That puts it snugly in there. So if we do negative 4/16, we should have it along the bottom there. I think that's touching the bottom, isn't it? Yes. Alright, you have fun playing league-wide. Don't get too frustrated. Okay, and then we need to sort out the length. So I can actually use this because the Z2 is probably exactly what we want for that. So if we put the Z2 there, that puts that there, and then we just need to go basically to here. So That's currently -1 minus 1 over 16. How many pixels do you guys reckon this is from here to here? If I had to guess, I would say that's about 14 pixels, but it's very hard to tell. Nope, I was completely incorrect. It's actually more than a block? Really? Wait. I can't really test it because I don't know. I guess maybe. So we'll do negative like 2 over 16 then. Is that correct? If we do 1, let's see if that comes. Yeah, okay. So that must have actually been 18 pixels then. Oh no, I guess 17 because it was here previously, so plus 1 for this. So this is 17. So it's a block and 1. I think. I honestly forgot what it was originally, so that might be incorrect. But either way, it worked. That's all we care about. Let's actually set this to 0.999. Okay. I want to make it a little bit bigger, to be honest. Wait, I'm doing the wrong way, aren't I? Yes, I am. This needs to be like that. I need to find out how many pixels across this whole table is so I can figure out the algorithm. Let's go block bench. Oh, no, not that. Block bench. Hello Lime, welcome to the stream. So this across minusing 1 is 36, so 35. Whatever, Blockbench, you do your thing. So that means that the float width is equal 35 over 16. So then the float x start is equal this, right? And then float x end is equal what if we do x1 start and then we do float x1 end is equal that, or no, x2 start, or no, wait, this is because it's the wrong way around for some reason. I don't really know why, but so that's the x2 start. No, they're both the start. What am I on about? Oh my god. Okay. So these are both the start. And then we have x2 end, right, which is going to be it's actually easier to calculate the x1 end. Wait, why have I done it like this? I don't know. So x1 end will be 3 pixels from this end. So that would be it is easier to calculate the x2 end because that would be the x1 start plus width, I think. Yes, and then that means that this is equal to x1 end minus 3 over 16. No. x1 start. Oh my god, this is so confusing. Right. So then float x1 should be basically, yes, exactly what Copilot is doing. In theory. Honestly, I'm not confident. But we'll see. So if I hot swap that, so what has happened to it right now? I think it doesn't exist because progress is 0. That should be the case anyways though. So if progress is less than or equal to 0, then it should just return. So it doesn't even try and render something, because right now it's trying to render something which you don't want. So let's grab crushed cassiterite. Let's plonk it in there, and hopefully well, almost. Almost. The only thing that didn't work is that this is that, and that means that this is probably that, if I had to guess. Let's try again. Now it's inside out. I think these are the wrong way around. I think the way I've done it is the wrong way around. It needs to be that. Almost. It's so close but so far. I think it's because what I did is I did the these are both using the x1 start. That's x1 end, because this is the x1 start plus that, which is incorrect. It needs to be the x2 end plus that, I think. No, it needs to be negative that. Wow, almost. So close but so far. I've gotten a little bit lost already now. Okay, so let me look at this. This is confusing because the x1 and the x2 are flipped, and I don't like that. So this is the x2. This is the x1. And then that means that this can be back to the x2. And this can be back to the x1. Without that being too confusing. So then, if we look at the x2 end, is going to be... No, let's calculate the x1 end first. Because the x1 end will be here. So that means that the x1 end will be x2 start plus width. And then the x2 end will be the x1 end negative 3 over 16. And then in reality, is that correct? Wait, is it negative or is it plus? It's gonna be... It's going to be plus, actually. I believe. Let's try again. No, so this is somehow completely the wrong way around. It must be because of this. It has to be because of that. Oh, it's so close but so far. So close but so far. Are these two flipped the wrong way around? I wonder. Oh, you know what's probably flipped around, actually? It's probably this. Isn't it? Because Copilot wrote this, and Copilot doesn't know that they're flipped. So, I have to say that x1 is greater than x2. Like that, and then Copilot will probably know that... Never mind, it didn't change a thing. I was really hoping it would change a thing. Let's do this. Float water width is equal 3/16. And then let's do... x1 start is equal... x2 start... do we need to go plus or minus? We need to go minus, so minus water width. And then x1 end is fine, and then x2 end is equal x1 end plus water width. But this isn't going to work. Because that's going to be... Oh! Never mind, that did work. It's very weird. It is admittedly very weird. You know what I could do? That might make this less weird, maybe? So if I do... Never mind, that's not what I meant to do. Did I mean to do... No, because this is the wrong way around, I forgot. I've already forgot that this is the wrong way around. But if I do that... Is that better? Or is that worse? What I could do, what I could do, actually, is I could make the height decrease over time. So float start y is equal, or start height is equal 0.999, and then float end height is equal I'll just give it a random value like 0.1 or something. This actually doesn't need to be 0.999. I only did that previously so that this didn't z-fight, but I don't need to do that anymore. So you could even link the height and the width so the volume stays constant. Maybe. I don't know how to do that though. I mean, that's working. So basically that means that as it goes along, the water level decreases. Water width is equal volume over the height. Sure, but the player entity should also be shaking when they are standing on top. I agree, but I also have no idea how to do that. If anyone knows how to do that, please let me know, but I don't even know how I would start with that. I guess maybe looking at what the thingy does, the what's it called? What is it that does that? There's a thing that shakes, right? What is it? What's the thing that shakes? There's something in the game that shakes. Why can I not think of what it is? I don't play vanilla enough for this, man. The shulker shakes? I didn't know the shulker shakes. Let me get rid of that. Oh, I know what it is. It's the, oh my god. It's... Yes, drones shake, don't they? Do they? Oh, I'm peaceful. Game. Wait, how do you set the difficulty? Bro, this is something I never do. Oh, yes, it is the zombie. You're right. The hoglin... Is it the hoglin or is it the other one? Yeah, look, here you go. I think it's just like a sine wave or something. Or, I know what I was thinking of. I was thinking of a zombie villager. When it's given weakness. And is it weakness? I think so. When you're curing a zombie villager. Come here. No! Oh my god, what are you doing? What are you doing? Since when do these guys fight? I did not know. Okay. Okay, was he even shaking? Is this guy even shaking? Oh, he is a little bit. Anyways, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, I mean, do we want it to be actual velocity, or do we want it to be... Yeah, like, do we want it to be actual velocity, or just a rendering thing? I guess velocity could maybe work. Let's go Java, block entity. Shaking table, here we go. On tick. Okay. if this dot progress is less than this dot max progress. You have a code block there without a label or an if? What do you mean? Where do you mean? Where are you, 7/10? what part of the stream are you looking at right now? Because I don't think it's the same part I'm looking at. Okay, so what I need to do, right, is define a bounding box, of which is basically this above section. A few seconds ago? You mean in the renderer? You must mean in the renderer. You mean this? I assume you mean this. This is a code block without a label or an if, yes. And that's just because I have two of them. To be honest, I could probably reuse some of these, like the X and the X, the Y, and the Z are actually all exactly the same. But I can't be bothered right now. Anyways, let's define a bounding box, chat. Alright, see you later. Have a good rest of your evening. How do we define a bounding box? Does anyone know? Is it called an AABB in Fabric? No. Is it called an axis aligned bounding box by any chance? No. What's it called? I literally know what it's called and I can't think of what it's called. Box? Bro. Okay. Sure. How are we going to define the shape though? It's going to be kind of tricky. Is it by default at the center of the block, or is it like a bottom left corner or something? Because I'm gonna have to offset it, right? There's a builder for the box? Why is there a builder? What does this do? I don't know. Let's decompile that whilst we're at it though. A box is at a position in the world? Oh. Does a box have to be at a position? Is that how it has to work? Because I don't really want it to be at a position, because that means I have to recreate... Well, I guess not, actually. I guess that doesn't really change anything, does it? Because I have a pos here, and that's the constructor. So actually that's fine. So I can just have a private final box, shake box is what I'm going to call it. And then I can say this.shakebox is equal, and I'm going to create a method to do this. Create shake box, which will take in the block pos. I don't think it needs to take in the pos because I think the super will set that pos. We can check though. Yes, it does. So actually I don't need to do that, which is going to save me a little bit of time. So return a new box. And then that takes in the pos, was it? No, it was box dot of. And then the center will be this dot pos. But the problem with that is that's going to be not the correct position, is it? Unless I do to center pos. You know, I'll do to bottom center pos. That's fine. And then add 1. No, don't want to add 1. I want to do... Can I do the up? Nope. Okay. 0, 1, 0. Let's make this a var. And this will be the top center. And then what I can do is from that top center I can calculate the rest, right? So let's go back into block bench. So let's create, let me delete this so that we can see what we're doing. So we're going to go like that. Oops. Like that, like that. And 16 high. So from there we need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to go up 4. Okay, so what we can do, float y1 is equal 4/16. And then we need the x1. So assuming we're in the center, right? So if we go 2 by 2, and then let's find the center real quick, which is, I think, that one. And then let's find it here as well, which I think is that one. Okay. So if we go from here, it's going to be 17 that way and 33 that way. This might not work how I want it to, but we'll say, wait, this is the X though, so I actually want the Z. 17/16, and then float Z2 is equal, what was it, 33/16. And then if we go this way, that's 16, and if we go the other way, that's 17. That can't be right. Could that be right? Oh, no. No, it's going to be 17 both ways because of this one edge piece. I forgot about that. So that'll be 17 both ways. So we'll go... this is actually going to be negative or something. It doesn't really matter. So that would be 17/16. And then float x2 is equal 17 over 16. Okay, and then somebody's obviously going to be inverted in a second, but that's fine. Float, oops, y2. How high up do we need this to be? Let's do something like that. How high is that? That is 7. Okay, we'll go 8. No, we'll go 7. 7 over 16. Okay. y1 plus 7 over 16. But yeah. Okay, so now that we have done that, we need to find a way to actually get this to do its thing. So why is this? What is this? Why does it have 3 numbers and not 6 numbers? Oh, because I have to provide the center pause. Oh. I see. So I would have to find... I'd have to find the center of this whole thing, actually. Which is this position, so that'd be there, but then that's offset from here, so that doesn't really help me, does it? So am I just better off doing a new box? I think so. I think I'm better off just doing a new box. And temporarily I'm going to make this public as well, because I'm going to render it so that I can see where the hell this is actually trying to do its thing. So now we have the box. Let's go ahead and do this dot world dot get entity. How do you get entities within a box? Is it this one? I think it's this one. Or is it this one? I don't know. Which is the best one to do? Probably... I don't know. What is a type filter? I'll do by class. And then we'll just do living entity.class. And then we will say this will shake box entity true for each entity. For now, let's just do something. Let's just do like, sure, whatever, we'll do that. But do you have to do this? Do you are these things you have to do, or is Copilot going crazy? This makes sense that you might have to do that. If that's a thing, then I'm not surprised you would have to do that. But I don't know about the other stuff. We'll see. It's either going to do something or it's not, right? So we'll see. Let's try and render that box as well. So let's go into here. And we're going to create the box every single tick. So hope you guys don't hate me too much. Oh, I also need to just quickly do create box. Actually, we don't need to make this public. We can, no, we do, because I can't be bothered to sync it right now. Entity.create. So that gives us the shake box. And then what we can do is we can render the box. So how do you render a box? I don't remember. Let's have a look. Vertex rendering dot draw box. what is this? That just takes in the vertex consumer, of which is this. Vertex consumer, boom, boom. Whatever. The rest I think is probably fine. I would say probably. So if we go ahead and hot swap that, we can't hot swap that. I don't even know why I tried. Let's see what happens. I mean, actually, now that I think of it, we probably could have made this public because it's set in the constructor, right? So I think that means it would automatically be like synced per se. Okay, whilst this is loading, I will be right back. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. Okay, I see a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. Yep, I don't see anything. That's great. We may need to offset it or something. Because it's possible that this is translated by the matrix stack. In fact, I think it probably is. So what we could maybe do is do matrices dot push, and then matrices dot translate entity dot pause dot get x, like that, and then do that, and I think maybe that will get us it in the right position. Maybe. That didn't help, to be honest. Okay. What we could do is say shakebox is equal shakebox dot offsets entity dot pause. Can you invert a pause or no? No, you cannot. Damn. Okay. Can I do that though? Why isn't this working? What? How on earth did it get to there? Whatever. Shake box, blah blah blah. Interesting. I don't know what's happening here. Is it like underground or something? Oh wait. Wait. There was something that... Ah, I see it. I see the little bugger. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's very faint. It's got to be this opacity, I reckon. Oh. Oh, it's the red, green, blue alpha. Okay. This is Copilot's fault, you see. This is why you can't trust it, man. Because it does things like this. Little sneaky little things. Okay, that did not help. Why is this... I'm a little confused why it's down here, I'm gonna be honest. This is obviously reset it correctly, so it's obviously like in the correct position. I'm wondering if maybe this also needs to be inverted, so shakebox is equal... Can I do... Oh god. Can I just do this? That's not gonna work, is it? No, that's obviously not gonna work. What has that done? That has not done anything. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get this in the right position very easily, I don't think. Oh, you know what I could do? I know what I could do. If I use, because in here I do it in on render. But if I do post render, I think it's called. I'm pretty sure post render pops the stack before it's called. If I go to find usages, here we go. This one. No, this one. Yes, that's after the stack is popped, so it won't have any of those transformations in theory. So I can try this. I'll have to restart the game, of course. But that should mean that it renders it in the correct place as it usually would, rather than being like rotated upside down or whatever nonsense. So we'll try that. Now that I think of it, actually, no, that should be fine, I think. Now, this might not work with, well, it won't work with rotations, so we'll have to figure that out in a minute as well. There we go. That's more like what I was looking for. Okay, so. That is one off. That is also one off. That is also one off. You know what? They're all one off. Nope, this one's two off. Okay. But we're close. We're really close, actually. Unfortunately... Oh, no, this is fine. We can hot swap this because we're calling this method every single frame. So that's fine. So, does it actually work, by the way? No. Oh, but it's not processing. I'm curious if it works. Should we try? It does. It does work. Not how I want it to work, but it does add a random velocity, which is what I told it to do. Or really what Copilot told it to do. But still. Okay, that's a good start though. Anyways, let's go on the Z. So this is 33. I think this needs to be 35. Yeah, there you go, 35. This is the X2, I believe. So this should be 18. Yep. And then the X1 is also going to be 18. Okay. And then finally, this is actually 2 offsetted, not 1. So that needs to be this one, which is then 19. And then basically what I can do is I can just negate these, right? So I can do that and that, and then just change these back to pluses. And that. Oh, that one didn't quite work. But that's wrong anyways. That needs to be like that, right? There you go. So that's actually the correct area to do it in. So now we just have to add the correct velocity, basically. So if we come into here, it just adds a random velocity right now. We don't need to do a y velocity, so I'm just going to put 0 for that. How do we want to do this? Let's do float. It's going to be hard to figure out because this runs per tick. The number that we have for the frequency, that's per... What did we have it set to? Frequencies per second, right? Or am I crazy? Yes. Okay. So I think that's what we have it as. I think the frequency that we have is per second. So if we want per tick, then we need to do shakes per tick is equal this dot frequency divided by 20. And then what that means is that we can then do actually one thing we need to do real quick right here, we need to use the state and we need to rotate it based on the state, because otherwise that's not going to work. In fact, this could even be incorrect, because if this is facing the wrong way, then that could be incorrect. So I don't suppose that there is a box.rotate function. That would be great if there is. There does not seem to be. That's unfortunate. I Is there really not anywhere a function that rotates a box? You can shrink it, you can expand it, you can stretch it. Come on, there has to be a rotate function. I can do a raycast, I can do like collision stuff. There doesn't seem to be, does there? Okay. I wonder actually. Can't you swap axes? Yes. If I mean I can easily do it manually. But obviously if there's a function that does it for me, then that would save me some time. I'm gonna try and look to see if anyone has actually made one rather than wasting my time creating one. So how am I even gonna look for this? I honestly can't find one. But I also don't really know what I'm looking for. We'll just create one. Let's go into util. I wonder actually. No, never mind. That's not what I was looking for. Public static box rotate box direction. Oops, direction. So if it's null or vertical, we just return the box, because we don't want to have to handle that. And then what does this do? So Copilot's probably got it correct, if I'm being honest. Because it's probably just switched all the axes. So that's probably fine, to be honest. Let me check. One thing I need to check is what way it's currently facing. I need to find that out. Problem is, that's basically impossible to do because I can't target this center block. So I actually can't figure out. I can't figure out what way it's facing, can I? Unless this is part of that center block, which it does not appear to be. Yeah, none of that is part of that. Okay. Let's hope it's fine, shall we? Let's do math utils rotate box get cache state, and then we're gonna get block properties. Not block properties. Is it just properties? Horizontal facing. There we go. Okay. So, that in theory should work. We are going to need to restart the game though, because we have just created a new method. So, let me just look at this real quick because it might not be correct. So, north and south, they are, so it's just flipped the Z's. And then the west, it's flipped, it's put the Z and the X like that. And then for the east, it's switched them in the max and flip the X and the Z. Okay, yeah, that should work, I think. I believe that should work. But it's going to be hard to know for sure without looking at it. So that looks to be unchanged. So let's try grab another shaking table. We also need to figure out why the voxel shape isn't going to rotate, but that's fine. We can figure that out after. What is happening? Okay, that was weird. Why is there no... Hello? Why is there no box anymore? Doesn't require anything, right? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought might happen. Because this, I reckon this is not facing north. Unfortunately. And hence, even though this looks like it's working, it's not. That's what I'm guessing. Unless... Oh no, you know what, that actually just hasn't done anything, because look, you can even see the voxel shape. It lines up with the voxel shape. So, in actual fact, I mean, I don't know why the voxel shape isn't working. Let's have a look at what can we look at? We can look at the oil pump jack block. So this has a horizontal facing. If we look at the multi-block properties, it has direction property, but this doesn't have a voxel shape, does it? I don't think the voxel shape works. I don't think I ever fixed that. What does this do? Yeah, so this just gets it by direction. Oh. Yeah, so what I do here is I already pre-calculate it. I already pre-calculate all those voxel shapes. Hence why this one wouldn't work. No, which I can't even find now anyways. I want to try something ChatGPT has given me. It's given me a much more complex method than this. See, I don't even know if the method's the issue though. It shouldn't be. We can have a look, I suppose. If we go rotate box, step into that, then we can see what the direction is. So the direction is south. Okay. And then step into that again. And in theory, the direction will be north. Yes. Interesting. So if I delete this one, I rotate the box on itself, not around some origin. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Direction north. Yes, that's what I expected. I don't think this is gonna work. Try placing it at a 90-degree axis. Yeah, it doesn't work at a 90-degree axis. It just like disappears. I don't know what happens to it. Not that one. Like, it's just gone. I don't know where it's gone. Oh, it's over there. There it is. Yeah, I think that's because of what it's done here. In here. So all it's done is it's I don't know, that could actually just be this, right? I think. Or could it? Wait. God, I'm so lost. I hate math, man. I really do. It is the thing that I always absolutely struggle way too much with. I'm going to try what ChatGPT has given me. I don't think it's going to work or help. But it's given some very complex formula. Well, it's actually... It doesn't look that complex, but it's also... I feel like unnecessarily complex, so I'm curious regardless. Okay, it doesn't know the methods though, so this is going to take me a minute to even be able to test this. This is min y, max y, min z, max z, yeah, that has times 0.5 because, yeah. Your videos are awesome. Thank you, George Q. I am glad you like them. I do hope to bring the tutorials back soon. I said in the video I was going to bring them back very shortly, and then I never brought them back. But they will come back at some point. I just need to figure out what one I'm actually going to do next, because I don't know what one I'm going to do next, to be honest. So I need to figure that out. How do you get the you can get it in degrees, right? There's a method to do that. Positive horizontal degrees. Sounds about right. I'll take that. Americanized, he really said Z, but I always say Z. I feel like I've always said Z. I don't think I've ever said Z. Have I said Z? I don't know. I don't think I've ever said Z. As like it's kind of weird. Next. This isn't going to work, by the way. I'm very much wasting my time right now, because we can't trust ChatGPT, so it's just not going to work. But it might be closer than what Copilot wrote, because Copilot never knows what it's talking about. So translating back to world chords. Yeah, I'm actually not confident in this. Out of everything here, I'm least confident in this line. What does this do again? Horizontal quartz turns. That might work actually. That looks right. Never mind. That looks right. I can't hot swap this, can I? I forgot what I've changed, to be honest. But yes, I can't hot swap that. Okay. Let's try again. I'm not going to put too much effort into this, I'm going to be honest, guys. If it doesn't work this time, I'm probably just gonna leave it for now. Because this is like the least important thing I could be doing right now. It is just a fun gimmick. If someone wants to come along and make it actually shake you, then sure, feel free, but I am not going to put too much more time into this. That has kind of actually worked, you know. Except it's just yeeted the Y. I don't know if I broke something there. Min X, max X, min Y, max Y, min Z, max Z, min X, min Y, min Z, max Z, min Y. That should be max Y. That's why. So this one's still correct, as suspected. This one is close. Close but not correct. I don't know why though. I don't know how it can be close but not correct. Unless something else is broken. Min X, min Y, min Z, max X, max Y, max Z. Min X, min Y, min Z, max X, max Y, max Z. It makes me think it's something that I've done, because how could it be close but not correct unless the math is... Well, unless the math is wrong. But I have some faith in ChatGPT doing math correctly, because that is the one thing it does actually seem to be somewhat competent at sometimes. Although, admittedly, it's not rotated the right way, is it? Or is it? Wait. So if I place it like that... It is rotating the right way. It is just offset incorrectly. Very, very interesting. X1, Y1, Z1, X2, Y2, Z2. Let's try and see if I do like, so what would be incorrect here? So, the Z... I'm trying to think about it like relative to this one. But I guess in reality those numbers should be the same, because we know that this is north facing, right? So this should be the default. This should be... Well, I guess that is assuming that north facing is 0 degrees, right? Which... Is it 0 degrees? Knowing Mojang, it's probably not, is it? It's not. It's actually... North facing is 180 degrees for some reason. Of course it is. Why would it be anything different? Well, in that case... So west is so could I just do, as weird as it's gonna be, can I just do get opposite? So that leaves this one unchanged, and in theory, never mind. I guess I was incorrect. I was pretty sure that was gonna work, you know. What I could do... So, if I do direction, facing. Facing is equal null or vertical. Then we just return that. Although really, in these cases, that should never be the case. So I'm actually just going to do boxes... Box. Is there an empty box, maybe? Is that a thing? Empty box, or box something, box util, maybe? Is there really not like just an empty box? Fine, I'll just do box stop from this stop pause to center pause, whatever. Okay, so then I can do x1, get relative direction, x1. Yeah, that's for rotating directions, not doing this. I'm actually gonna get rid of map util so it doesn't try and use that. So facing.getAxes is equal x, then it's -19/16 or x1. I see. So that's trying to use Z1. So let's do a new X1. New Z1, new X2, new Z2. And then new X1 is equal... Phasing.getAxis is equal to X-axis, then it's X1 or Z1. And then Z1, if it's Z-axis, then it's X1 or it's Z1. And then basically the exact same here, right? So then I can just... do I need these? What is this doing? I'm gonna try it. Okay, that seems to have actually fixed it there. Has it fixed? Is it still? No, so now that's broken on this one. I mean, is that the right kind of position? Kind of. It's just that this is not correct. Can I just do that then? Like, can I just get rid of this? And say, if phasing is equal north or south... Yeah, see, there's no rotate Y. They should really have a rotate Y method, man. It's kind of crazy. But whatever. If phasing is equal direction... Let's just do this manually. That should be fine, because that should flip them correctly. So that's in the right place. That's in the right place. Let's try... Oh, I managed to pick block that one. Let's try this one. Right, I forgot we can't do that because there's something invisible here, apparently. I think it's the oil pump jack that I originally tried to place down there, but... Oh! What the hell? How did I do that? Oh. Oh. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna be completely honest. I managed to go under it. How did I just do that? I was like on the corner, I think. Oh my god, it's like really, it's a really weird position. Hey, I did it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm messing around. Let me out, please. So this one didn't work. This is facing what direction? So if we're saying that this is north, I'm trying to think which way is actually north though. Let me open Blockbench and I can see. Okay, so this way. So if we're facing this way and it's this way, then that means this is rotated right. So this is facing east, I think. So that would suggest to me that the east direction is incorrect. I'm just going to check. Is equal direction dot east. Let's do that. If I do just like this, That'll just tell me if I'm looking at the right one or not. I am. Okay. So the issues with the Z, I reckon that's Z2 and that's Z1. Nope, that is completely and utterly unchanged. Wait, how is that unchanged? How can that be unchanged? Z1 is negative 19. Z2 is 35. Oh, it probably needs to be... Z2 and C1 is probably correct. But you'll probably find that Z1 needs to be negative? No, the other way around. That needs to be negative. And then they both need to be negative, actually, don't they? There you go. So that one's fine. And then the only other one is going to be south facing. So that's this one. So then in the south facing one, once again, the Z's need to be negative, I believe. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I'm sure there's a way to simplify this. There is definitely a way to simplify this. I'm gonna ask Big Man Chat GPT because simplifying, it should be able to figure this out. Can you simplify this at all? Let's see what it comes up with. I see. So what it's done is it's just created a... Yeah, it's basically just created a switch. And then it's just done that. And I assume that's going to be exactly the same. I can't hot swap that, of course, because that's a switch statement, and you just can't hot swap switch statements. So yay. But that should be exactly the same, in theory. Yeah, so just east and default are just saying negative Z, and then south should be negative Z. Yeah, that's correct. West is Z for X, X for Z. Yeah, that's correct. And obviously that one's going to be fine. Wait, will it? I think so, yeah. You can use switch with instead of colons. You can, yes, but why would you do that? I don't know why I would do that. Because I'm not setting a variable. I'm setting 4 variables. So I can't just say like this is equal to switch, because I'm not doing that. So there's kind of no point. Anyways, that is correct. That is exactly how I wanted that to be. So then that's the easy part. The next thing I need to do is I need to make it shake you, right? So let's go. I'm lost, I'm very, very lost. I'm so lost right now. Oh my god. Here we are. Found it. So float progress fraction. Why? Why is it doing that? Float amount to shake. Sure, it's come up with some random number for us, but that'll work. So if we want to say float dx is going to be, well, it's going to depend on the rotation, right? So direction, facing. Let's do that. And then shake direction. So north would be Z. Is that correct? Yes, that would be like this, right? So I think that's actually correct. Once again, I'm not going to be able to hot swap though, am I? It's going to be a pain in the butt. Can't I just do shake direction? Yes, I thought so. Also, can I not? Is there not a way to just add velocity? There is! I thought there must be a way to add velocity. It's kind of crazy that you wouldn't be able to. Does add velocity set that boolean though? It sets velocity dirty to true. So I don't think I need this. If I had to guess. I hate for each loops. So I'm going to replace that with a for loop. There we go. Yeah, I can't hot swap that, can I? Nope. So we'll restart the game again. And then we're going to try and figure out why saving the world doesn't work, because it's important. It's very important. So we're going to try to figure it out. I have no idea how we're going to figure it out, to be honest. I guess we'll... I don't even know. We're going to have to breakpoint something. I don't know what to breakpoint. We could do like a thread dump, maybe, which might help. Maybe. Right, so crashed. What the hell just happened? Did I put the wrong thing in there? Okay, now it doesn't work anymore. It worked before. Maybe it was that, maybe you do need this. Oh, you do. You actually do. Um, I need this to be between. Oops. What do we want it between? Between like negative 0.1 and 0.1. We don't want to do this though, because we want it to actually like go between that, right? So I think we just minus. No, we need to do. Can we do math.lerp? Is that not a thing? I was looking for this one. .lerp. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Let's do this instead, actually. So if it's x-axis, then it's this one, or else it's this one. But that doesn't actually give us what we want. How do you, bro, how do you, do I need to, I don't know math, but what's this trying to do? What the hell is that gonna do? Wait, that's just gonna make it 0. Wait, no, it's not. It's not exactly the same. I don't really know what that's gonna do, if anything. To be honest. Okay, all that's done is that sped it up. Oh, that speeds it up as the progress goes along. It's kind of funny. Not what I wanted at all. I think what I wanted was math.pi divided by 2, but I'm honestly not sure. No, that is not what I wanted. What am I looking for, chat? Is anyone good at math here? There must be someone here that is good at math that can tell me what I'm looking for right now. I just want this to be between negative like 0.1 to 0.1. Let me actually get rid of that. But that's not going to do that though, is it? Is it? No. It is not. I don't think that would do what I wanted it to do. This was closer. This was closer to what I wanted. But it's still not quite right. Full shake, no oscillation. Toe less shakes per tick. Sure. Let's do divide by 100. I mean, this is speeding up as it goes along, which fundamentally isn't what I want. I don't think I need the progress, do I? No, I don't need the progress. It keeps trying to use the progress, but I don't want it to use the progress, because using the progress means it's not able to calculate what I want it to. Let's try that. Nope. What I can do is I can print it at least. Okay, that is always just a constant value, even though it's meant to be a sine wave. Oh, right. That, of course it is, because of the... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you need the progress, yeah. That's not gonna work. That's gonna be some crazy values. No, it's actually some extremely small values. It is moving me this way though, isn't it? I think. Let's do like ×2 or something. Maybe we'll sign but add the progress instead of multiplying. I don't know, man. I am so bad at maths. Okay, why is it trying to use math utils? Can you stop, please? So you reckon that you added the... or add the progress? I don't think that's going to help though, because that's not going to help it to go negative. Like you can see it's speeding up as actually that didn't speed it up. What I maybe could do actually, because what kind of numbers did that give? But the Shakespeare maybe. I'm trying to see where the freaking brackets are now. Oh, we're out of crushed stuffs. And we're going right. We're gonna go back left. No. No, I think what it needs to be is plus I don't know, something like that. I don't know that, I think that's probably too much. Like plus progress fraction or something. Maybe. Get rid of the bracket, I think. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. What values are we getting right now? Okay, definitely not that. So that's negative. And that goes up to like negative 0.35. So I could just add 0.125. Wait, no, 0.0. No, 0.0175. I think. And like that, it goes back and forth, but that's not what I wanted. Should I cheat again, guys? I'm gonna cheat again. I'm never gonna get anywhere because I don't know the math. Let's see. It's gonna give me some crazy maths. Okay. So what it's given me is this. So amount of shake is equal some number, so like we'll just say 1 which is the amplitude, times math.cosine of this dot progress times math.pi. I guess 1 doesn't make sense because but if we do like 0.25, maybe. Hey, that's what I wanted. Copilot to the rescue, man. Now I'm shaking. And if I make it a bigger number, it may shake even more. So what if I use like shakes per tick, right? Oh, it didn't like that. Oh, because it's a really small amount. There you go. Boom. So I don't even need this anymore. Look how much simpler that was. Kind of crazy. Shaky. It is moving me in one direction, though, isn't it? Very slowly. The shaking is only ever plus or minus the shakes per tick. That's true. I mean, how else would you do it though, right? Like, that is what you want. Like, that's what you have to do. Hello, Starro123, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I mean, it has to be plus or minus the shakes per tick. Because you can't use a sine wave, because then it wouldn't go back and forth every tick, right? That's the point. That's why it has to be this, which basically just inverts it. I mean, the other way is yeah, I was gonna say you could just do a bitewise thing. So if I did like int sine is equal, well, sure, that would work too, but that's not that's not what I meant. I went this dot progress and 1 is equal 0, then 1 or negative 1, and then it would just be times sine. Which would, in theory, do the exact same thing, yeah. What if I didn't divide this by 20? That's funny. If I crouch, it makes me go crazy. But look, it is going predominantly in one direction, right? I'm not even crouching anymore. And yeah, it managed to kick me off in that direction. But even here, I reckon it's going to go the other way, no? Maybe not. I think it's just whatever side I'm closest to is the way it's going to start bringing me. Anyways, let's stop looking at that because it's kind of trippy. And let's turn that back down. So that is actually correct. I mean, in theory, we should be in sync with it, but we're not, realistically. That's not going to happen. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do was fix the save data of the world, but to be honest, I am very tired, guys. So we might end the stream a little bit early today. And pick it up another time. Which might also be better for the stream as well, rather than trying to start something now and ending in, 45 minutes. Because we're probably not going to get anything done in 45 minutes, knowing my progress. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. Before I end, I am just going to let you guys know, or you'll know a little bit of a secret. There is going to be a tutorial coming out this week. Probably on Friday, I think. So we'll be back to the 1.20.1 tutorials. I think it will be Friday. Pretty sure it'll be Friday. Regardless, it's going to be this week. So that's going to happen at some point. But yeah, apart from that, I think I am going to end the stream here. I will probably stream again on... Wait, it's Tuesday today. So I will stream again on Thursday, maybe tomorrow. Actually, if you guys are lucky, there'll be a stream tomorrow, but if not, it will be on Thursday. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, and yeah, I will see you guys when I next stream. Goodbye.